Okay, guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome to Blue Point TV. Guys, let's talk about the Chelsea win against Brentford. Obviously, I haven't talked about the win. I haven't reacted on the game. Yeah, that was a very good performance from the team. Top class performance from the team. From the goalkeeper, from the defense, from the midfield, the attacking players. I feel like they played well. I don't think there's any player that you would say performed poorly. All around in the game. So for me, yeah, credit to the players. They deserve the win. They played well. So, yeah, obviously Chelsea won the game 2-1, against a stubborn Brentford side. And we shouldn't forget, this is the first time Chelsea is winning at home at Stamford Bridge against Brentford. Since Brentford came into the league, Chelsea haven't won Brentford, at home. And this is the second time in 7 meetings. These two teams is meeting. This is the second time Chelsea is beating Brentford. The first time was the very first time Chelsea played against Brentford in the league away at Brentford. Chelsea won that game 1-0. So for me, it was a difficult game for me in terms of knowing that Chelsea haven't won against Brentford at home before, and also knowing that Liverpool dropped points, even if Chelsea are in a very good form. But there's some kind of pressure for the boys in terms of they know that they have to win the game, because the other rivals teams have dropped some points, like Liverpool dropping points, Arsenal dropping points, Manchester City not winning their game, losing against Manchester United. That same day, obviously they played first before Chelsea played, knowing that City have dropped points. So there's some kind of pressure, if you understand what I mean, for them to win that game, to be close to Liverpool, to give Arsenal more gap, knowing that, obviously they are on top of Arsenal. So for me, very good performance from the team, very good win, from the team. And yeah, like I said, I feel like they played well, from the goalkeeper, from the defense, from the midfield and the attacking players. I feel like there's no player that I would say this player did not play well in the game, And talking about the game, how the coach set the team up, Enzo Maresca has been very good as well, setting the team up tactically. The coach is very good tactically. When you watch the first half, the way the team suffocates the players, how they the pressing, how they were pressing, controlling the game. We know how Brentford will play. I said it in my preview. I expected Brentford to sit back to defend. We know that if they are playing against these kind of teams, the top teams, they will go with three at the back and with their wingers, their wing backs rather. So if you're pressing them, the wing backs will join the three defenders, and then there will be five defenders. And that was exactly what they played against Chelsea. We know they are stubborn defensively. Yes, their away games have been poor. They have dropped, lost so many games away. But at the same time, you know that playing against teams that will, approach the game with low block, sometimes it's difficult, to break them down. And how Chelsea approached that game, the way they were pressing, Marco Cucurella inverting, inside the midfield, joining the midfield. Sometimes you see him in the attacking phase. I feel like that's the reason why Brentford couldn't hold the Chelsea team, couldn't hold or couldn't defend against, the Chelsea team. For me, in the first half, Chelsea would have been like 2 or 3-0 up in the first half, because they created some very good opportunities. They created some very good, chances in the game. Obviously, somehow Chelsea created that chance that Cucurella scored, and he has been finding himself in those kind of position in games now. And that was a very good goal from Marc Cucurella, and also a very good cross from Noni Madueke. That cross from Madueke was really on point, and Cucurella finished that ball very well. And yeah, the team deserved the goal because they have been creating some very good chances, but they have been missing the chances in the game. And when you're playing against teams like Brentford that will sit back and defend, when you create chances, you have the opportunity to score. You have to score, because if you don't score, they themselves there will be some confidence coming to that team, because they are feeling like, okay, this team, they are better than us. They are creating chances, but they're not taking their chances. Maybe we still have an opportunity here. And it's a good thing that, ending of the first half, Gorella had that goal, and he took his chances. So for me, that was a very good performance in the first half. They pressed well, they defended well, how they were suffocating the Brentford team. That will tell you that Enzo Maresca is doing a fantastic job with this Chelsea team. Obviously, in the second half, I feel like Chelsea we are the better team. I feel like in this game, from the first minute of the game till maybe 75, 80 minutes, Chelsea were clearly the better team. They controlled the game, they defended well. They did not really allow the attacking players for Brentford, Wissat and Mbeumo, to have any chance. Because these two players are very, really good players. Wissa and Mbeumo, they're one of the best attacking players for me in the league. They have that pace to run in behind. They can score goals if they have the opportunity. I think they have about 9 or 8 goals, each in the league. That's to tell you how well they are performing, in the league. So the Chelsea defense did well against these players. They defended well against these players. So obviously in the second half, still Chelsea were clearly the better team. They were controlling the game, in the second half. And let me just talk about the Chelsea goalkeeper, because people have been, talking down on the goalkeeper, including myself, because I feel like sometimes he's, playing from the back. Sometimes he doesn't really play the right passes. But in this game, I feel like he plays the right passes. I will not. I think there was no mistake from him in terms of playing from the back. When he was supposed to go long, he went long. When he was supposed to play the ball short, he did it. And he was good playing from the back. And he made some very good saves as well. Even when it was 1-0, that save he made from the volley from the Brentford player, that was a very good save. Because if that ball had went in 1-1, there could have been some kind of pressure. I think that time was around 70-something minutes, I think. It was still 1-1, and then he made that very good saves. So for me, we have to give him credit in this one, because I feel like he really played, he really made some very good saves. There was no mistake from the goalkeeper. And then the defense, Marc Cucurella obviously, played well. For me, I think he's the best left back at this moment in the league. For me, the best left back in the league. He has been very, very good for Chelsea this season. And it's crazy that this is a player that Chelsea wanted to send him on loan last season to Manchester United. Now the loan did not happen because United wanted the player to sign for just half of the season. But he decided not to go again. Chelsea decided not to loan the player again because of what Manchester United wanted at the time. But yeah, to see how he's performing now we understand the reason why Pep Guardiola wanted this player. We shouldn't forget, before Chelsea signed him, he was supposed to join Manchester City. Manchester City wanted to sign him first, but then they don't want to pay the money that Brighton wanted, and Chelsea decided to go for the player, and then they paid the money. But then, seeing how he's performing, you will understand the reason why Pep wanted to sign the player. And for him to be performing like this, to tell you that Enzo Maresca is a very good coach. Yes, the player himself is doing the job, but playing under Enzo Maresca, to tell you that Enzo Maresca knows how to use these players. Look at how he's inverted. If the team loses the ball, you will see him dropping back, defending as the left back. Or if the team is in possession, you see him joining the midfield, you see him joining the attack. If you see how he was going on tackle, defending, putting his body on the line for the team, against Brentford, that's what you understand how good or how he has improved as a player, under Enzo Maresca. So for the very good performance from Marc Cucurella, I think he's one of our best players so far this season. And Levi as well, I feel like he played well in the game, defended well in the game, so as well, he played well. And Tosin, I feel like he also defended well in the game. There was some, how he's playing the ball from the back as well. Him and Levi how they were playing the ball from the back, they were very good, including Malo Gusto as well. I feel like he was also very, very good in the game. Then another player that I want to talk about, which I think he's Chelsea's most important player, is Moises Caicedo. I think he's the most important player for Chelsea. I feel like the best player for Chelsea is Cole Palmer, but the most important player for the team is Caicedo. I think he's so important, with this in this team. So important. Even the second goal that Chelsea scored, he was the one that went, for the tackle, got the ball, started the play, gave the ball to Enzo Fernandez, and then Fernandez gave the assist to Nicholas Jackson. So that's to tell you how important he is. He's press resistance. He can control games. He gives assists. So he is so important. So for me, I think he's the best midfielder now in the league, or should I say he's the best DM now in the league for me. I think he's the best midfielder in the league now. This is a player that when Chelsea signed him last season, £150 million. Obviously, last season he didn't start the season well. People were talking down on Moises Caicedo. It's crazy that people talk down on him, saying money waste. Chelsea wasted money on him, forgetting how he was performing for Brighton before Chelsea signed him. But seeing how he's performing now, people that understand football, this shouldn't be a surprise. How Kaisedo is performing now, because he has done this thing for Brighton. Now he's doing it in a higher level. Playing with better players, playing in a better team. So yeah, for me, I think he's the best player, or sorry, I think he's the best midfielder in the league. And for me, like, he's Chelsea's most important player, because if Caicedo is, say, God forbid, is injured, yeah, I think we have other players that will play in that position. But what Caicedo will give this team is more than maybe what any other defensive midfielder in the team will give the team. So for me, Caicedo is really, really important, you know, to this Chelsea team. And he also played very, very well. In this, Enzo Fernandez as well played well. Obviously, he gave the assist for the second goal. And for Nicholas Jackson that scored the second goal, yeah, in the game, he missed some very good chances. But for him to pick himself up again and score that goal, I mean, and for me, that goal he scored, he created the opportunity. Yes, Enzo Fernandez passed the ball in that space for him to run into the space and then get the ball. But for him to score the goal, I feel like 80% of that goal came from Nicholas Jackson. And that was a very good goal from him. He has been very good this season, Nicholas Jackson. He has been very, very good this season. And that was a very, very good goal, from Nicholas Jackson. And obviously Chelsea made it 2-0 in that time in the game. And when Chelsea made it 2-0 in the game, that was when I feel like, okay, the game is done. 2-0 against this Brentford side, the game is done. Now I was even expecting the team to keep a clean sheet, because at that time they were controlling the game. There was no way I was expecting Brentford to even get a goal. But somehow Brentford had it, had their chance. They got that goal. And how Chelsea conceded that goal, for me, it was really poor defending. From you controlling the game, you had the throw, Chelsea had the throw, from throwing, they lost the ball, and then when Mbeumo have a chance one-on-one with a goalkeeper, 90% he will score, because he's that clinical. And yeah, they had their chance and they scored, and the pressure came. Knowing how well Chelsea have been playing in the game, that last 5 minutes, 10 minutes in the game, including the extra time, I was feeling like the game just have to end, because it would be really disappointing after they played how they have played in the game, leading 2-0. Somehow, they did not win the game. And for me, credit has to go to the players on how they, kept their shape and make sure they won the game. So very, very important win from the team. Every player has played well for me in the game. Cole Palmer played well in the game. Sancho is another player that we have to talk about. I think he was very good in the game as well. And what I need from Sancho is to score more goals. Just score goals. In terms of his first touch, control, how he doesn't lose the ball. He's that kind of being that when the ball comes to him, he protects the ball, he holds the ball well. He knows when to, his decision making is top level. He knows when to control the ball, he knows when to release the ball, he knows when to dribble. Sanchez for big top player. And it's crazy that some of the Manchester United fans, even if he's performing well, some of them are not happy. Obviously, we understand why they're not happy, because he's performing performing like this for Chelsea. Some of them were saying when he was at Manchester United, he wasn't performing like this. He wasn't performing like this because he was playing under a coach that doesn't understand how to use him. When you have a coach like Eric Ten Hag that doesn't understand how to use players like this that are technical, or you have coach like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, these coaches don't know how to use players like that. Sancho is a very high technical player. He's very, very high technical footballer. So you need coach that tactically they are good, that play possession-based football, that want to press. That's where you see the best of Sancho. And when you have other technical players in the team as well, that Chelsea have so many technical players, then you see the best from players like Sancho. And for me, he has been very good, for Chelsea. What I need from Sancho is more goals. If Sancho can add goals into his game, I think he will be one of the best wingers in Europe for me. He can be one of the best wingers in the world, because in terms of other things that we expect wingers to do, go past their players, hold the ball well, protect the ball, release the ball when you're supposed to release the ball. In terms of assist, his passing is accurate. So yeah, if he can add goals to his games, I think he will be very, very important for Chelsea. And obviously, I will expect him to be one of the best wingers in Europe if you can add goals to this game. So in all top level performance, from the team. So what's your thought? What's your opinion on the game? How well do you think Chelsea performed in the game? Your thought, your opinion, you let me know. And also, guys, if you're watching the video, subscribe to the channel Blue Point TV on YouTube. And also like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, like the video as well. You're also on Facebook, follow the channel Blue Point TV, share the video as well. Thank you guys, stay safe while I see you again. Bye.